Hello! Super excited to see you. Today we are talking about focus stacking. What is focus stacking? I will tell you after I grab a coffee. So the place we're staying has a coffee, a drip coffee pot. Before this, was kind of a coffee snob, but it's just so nice having a coffee pot. Coffee isn't that great, but it's nice to just have a little drip coffee here and there. So that's what I'm doing. It's decaf because right now it is 2:40. So I never thought I would be a decaf drinker all throughout university. I thought it was a waste of time. Why would you drink decaf? Might as well get the effects of the caffeine. That's until I grew up. Now I'm an adult and I realized that I love the taste of coffee. And I also can't drink coffee after 2 p.m. or I will be up all night. So the joys of growing up. Anyways, decaf coffee. It's awful, but it's perfect. Okay, so focus stacking. What is focus stacking? So focus stacking is taking 3 images. I mean, you can take more images. I usually take 3. In each of these images, I focus in a different location. So I usually focus in the foreground, the midground, and the background. And then I take those photos into Lightroom, edit them how I like, take them into Photoshop, stack them together so that I have full sharpness from front to back. Very easy process to do. I'm going to quickly walk you through it on the laptop. Yeah. So some things to note when you are doing focus stacking. You need a camera, clearly, a tripod. Tripod is very important because all of the images have to be composed in the exact same location. If you start moving around the camera even a little bit, it makes the process a lot harder for you. So make sure you have a tripod. You will take 3 images right after the other, focusing in a different location every shot. So the reason we use focus stacking is to ensure that we have focus from front to back in our images. It's really apparent when you have a subject in the foreground very close to the camera. If you focus to infinity, and even if you have the right f-stop, that foreground subject will be slightly out of focus. I mean, not out of focus, but it won't be as sharp as it can be if you do focus stack. To show you exactly what I mean, we will jump into the laptop, into the computer, and I will show you. Okay. So, like I said, when you are doing focus stacking, you want to take a few different images. They're all going to be the same composition, but it's going to be focused in different locations. Here, I've taken 3 images. The first image is focused on the foreground down below. The middle image is focused in the midground, and then the third image is focused on the background. So what I mean when I talk about the foreground not being focused 100%, or as sharp as it can be when you do focus to infinity, is this. So if I go to the foreground image and I zoom into the foreground, you can see that it is very sharp, very detailed, nice and crisp. You can even tell the grains of sand, very detailed. If you zoom into the background, it looks sharp, mountain ranges, looks pretty good. But if you compare that to the image where I focused to infinity, you'll see that it is much sharper. The mountain ranges are sharper, just more detail. I will go back and forth here. Try to line these up. So slight difference. This one's just slightly less focused than this one. I'll post side-by-side images so you can see exactly what I mean. And like I said, this third image is the one that I focused to infinity, so I focused to the background. If I go to the foreground, say the sand, looks focused, but if you compare that to the first image where I focused in the foreground, you'll notice that it is less sharp, especially noticeable in the sand. So as a whole image, it looks sharp, but if you don't focus stack, it's going to be slightly less sharp than you can. So how do you focus stack? So you take these images. I already edited these images to how I like them, so I didn't go through that process because it doesn't really matter how you edit your photos. You just want to make sure that you edit them the same, so you make adjustments to the first image and then you sync or apply all those adjustments to all the other images that you're going to focus stack, just to make sure that there's nothing different. Then you are going to select all three images, right click, and you are going to go edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. You are going to wait for Photoshop to load, which could take some time, and have a coffee. Oh, and I have to verify Adobe Photoshop 2022, so I will enjoy my coffee. Should have opened this beforehand, Sean. Rookie mistake. All right, done. Now we are going to select all three layers, go up to Edit, and go Auto Align Layers. This is very important because you want to make sure the layers are as aligned as possible. If they're slightly off, then it won't focus properly. So you want to do Auto Align Layers first, and you just want to leave it on auto. It will do its thing. Great, so now the images have been aligned. You are going to now go up to Edit again and go Auto Blend Layers. And then you want the stack image. So we're not doing a panorama, we are stacking the images. You want to go stacked image. And then you want to make sure that Content Aware Fill Transparent Areas is checked, because when it did align the images, you can see on the edge here a little bit of dot work. That is because some of the images shift, so it will have a little bit of a gap. So you want to make sure that Photoshop fills those gaps. So make sure that is checked. And then go OK, and we wait again. It's nothing like bringing a pot of coffee to your desk too. Like, tell me that doesn't feel good. And there we go. So now this is merged layer of all of these three layers. And you can see when you zoom in, you got the foreground, which is very sharp. The midground, also very sharp. And the background, sharp, sharp, sharp throughout. So that is it. Now I will show you, I'll go back into Lightroom. And I will select this third image because this is the image that I focused to infinity. I will export this, and then I will show you a comparison between the two images, the focus stacked image and this image that I focused to infinity. So there we have the two images. So this image, which is the focus stacked image, is very sharp in the foreground. This one, which is the one that is focused to infinity without the focus stacking, yeah, you can really tell the difference in even just the sand here. Major difference. So you're getting a lot sharper image in this one, in the focus stacked image. So that is it. That is focus stacking. Very easy to do. Just follow the quick steps. Lightroom, into Photoshop, stack them all together. Make sure you have a tripod. Very important thing to do. Also make sure you take the photos in rapid succession, just so that light doesn't change. It like changes very quickly. You want to make sure that the image looks the same in all three images, or as close to the same in all three images. It'll make Photoshop happier, make you happier. Photoshop happier, you happier, everyone's happier. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Ooh, that's a lot of coffee I just had.